On January 10th, 2019, the multi-agent quantum AI computers showed me an Asian female having sex with another male that I'd never seen before while I was sleeping in bed. So when the multi-agent quantum AI computers shows me people while I'm sleeping in bed, that's simulating. It's showing me not only that, it's showing me locations that I never been to while I'm sleeping in bed. So let's move on to the next one. So this was at 169th train station. So after after the train arrived to its destination, there was an Asian female walking up the inside of the train station, the subway train station, and I was behind her, and I can see her butt, her butt was right in front of my face while she was going up the stairs. So this Asian female was directed at me. So the multi-agent quantum AI computers made sure that David at the Jewish Community Center said to me at an earliest time than before, Andrew, go home, because I'm volunteering at the Jewish Community Center as not only for clerical security, so I can acquire a skill. So after I got upstairs, and I was able to get outside, because I'm walking up towards outside, I saw a car license plate, and it had number 5266. And this is what the multi-agent quantum AI computers has been showing me for a while. Now, I took a different route to go to Queens Library, to Jamaica Queens Library, and there was a car parked near to the street crossing. Sorry about that. There was a so there's a it was parked near to the lights where people would wait to cross the street. So I saw the number 22645 was directed at me. Sorry about that. I'm a bit tired, very tired and mentally drained. Feel very exhausted. Every time I go to sleep, I feel exhausted even more. So when I was in the Jewish Community Center, one of the volunteers, well, the volunteer name is Ricky, at the last minute, near to the time where week here is about to close up, David mentioned to me, "Where is Ricky at?" Now, it's always been this way since I was a little kid, where people learn my name at the last minute, or people want me to know their name at the last minute. So the heavyset volunteer guy asked me, "You are sitting here eating, and you have two beautiful girls sitting here, and you are not doing shit." So I had that recorded. Later on, he said it was a joke. I learned that it was not a joke. It was unintentional from him to receive this encounterment. Every volunteer went home ahead of me, but before the two volunteers left, a security guard showed up. I was the only volunteer left with the security guard, with the Jewish security guard. It's a new Jewish security guard that I never saw before. The multi-agent quantum AI computers during that time, well, when I was in the library, kept spamming. It started spamming thought. I call it thought keys, right? Not thought. Well, the reason why is because it matches the pattern, right? It's associated with that because the human brain is a software machine. The human brain is able to generate keys itself. The thought keys, it was about my mom dying during the afternoon in the library. And then as soon as we got inside the shelter unit, My mom said, I'm going to be dead soon. You see how it corresponds, how it matches. Picks up from where I left off. Alright, January 11th, 2019. So, car license plate. It has the number 1326. Then the next one, 9326. So 10:18, I heard a software patch. So a ringing sound passed into my ear. There was 3 Asian people. So there was 2 Asian females. There was 1 mature Asian female, and there was 1 young Asian female, and there was 1 older male gentleman that had a suitcase. They had suitcases. They had more than one, and the suitcase said that it came from JFK. And I take the E train, and there's a trans system that goes from the airport all the way to the train system. Well, go all the way to Suffolk Boulevard. So they got off. They came on the train during the Suffolk Boulevard train station. One female. So there was 1 female standing up in front of me, holding on to the train pole with her ring finger. Yes, the multi-agent quantum AI computers is showing me the ring finger, and there was a condition. The reason why it's showing me that, because I keep talking on the internet about marriage, the intention that the higher authority NSA software engineers do not, they don't participate with religious activities. They don't participate with relationship activities and holidays, because they know the purpose of it. And the lady that was sitting down next to me had a ring on her finger, showing me that they've been married. Oh, look what time is it? 4:37. Now, remember I had a recording about Ricky, the heavyset volunteer. He said everybody. When I mentioned about my card being invalid, the automated system said to me on the phone that my PIN number is invalid, and I said that I already dealt with this. I already dealt with this during a Monday, the 7th, with my community service specialist. Right? I've had a conversation with her saying about my card being invalid way too many times, and she handed me a paper, and on the paper it mentioned about 2020. The date was January 7, 2020, and it's not even January 7, 2020. It's January 7, 2019. And my mom's saying, why is it that people always make these mistakes around you? Why do people always behave this way toward around you? They don't concentrate right when they're around you. So Flo said to me at 12:32 p.m., do you know where the 5th floor is? Go upstairs with the mail. Instead of saying, Andrew, can you please take this mail to Paulina on the 5th floor? So when she addressed me this way, she's suggesting to me that I'm not being productive in the Jewish Community Center as a volunteer, because she comes from a different job agency, right? And the job agency that I'm coming from is WeCare, right? And WeCare finds not only suitable jobs for people with medical conditions, it also finds community service positions that are suitable for people's medical conditions, because I informed them that I have a swollen left testicle. And she addressed me, when she given me the suggestion, right? Do you know? And this is a suggestive question, right? And this is a personal meaning that is directed to my inner thoughts, to suggest to me that I'm not doing anything productive. And this is the same with Ricky here, when he mentioned to me that there's 2 beautiful girls sitting down here. So you notice that is suggestions here being directed at me that I'm not productive, and it matches. All right, it picks up after where it left off. And the same goes for a flow. Picks up after it left off. See, the next following day, this is what flow does. And you see the timestamp. The timestamp says 12:32. Shows me that the multi-agent quantum AI computer simulated that exact time. So it established that time and event. So by means, it generated the cryptographic key into a flow brain software machine at that time. So the concepts that she is thinking of at that moment, that time within the event, isn't hers. It didn't originate from her. That was never her intention to say that. It originated from the multi-agent quantum AI computers because it disliked how I write on the internet. Because not only that it disliked that I write what I write on the internet, it disliked it because it's too accurate. It detects an accurate language pattern and it's reacting to it. January 12, 2019. I noticed that my sister didn't want to go to her dentist appointment because she informed my mom that she wants to stay home, that she keeps coughing too much. My mom decides to go to the library and she left with my mom at 2:26 p.m. Now, I'm saying to myself, why is it that my sister keep putting off from her, dentist appointment? And it's important to take care of her cavities in her mouth. And 226, the 26 stands for my age. And her decisions at that time was unintentional. That was not her. I'm always around my sister, and when she makes appointments, not with the doctor or dentist, he does it at the same time. Now she's being delayed. She's delaying her. And all of a sudden, my sister started singing, started becoming very hyper during the afternoon. I said to myself, wow. January 13, 2019. The multi-agent quantum AI computers showed me how it simulated. So it shows me, while I'm sleeping in bed, an employee in Walmart talking about. So yes, I'm hearing. So when it's showing me people in Walmart while I'm sleeping in bed, I'm actually hearing them talk to me, talking about purchase a long pack of grape gum. I never seen a package like that before, a candy package before here in a Walmart. The next one was a male employee talking about how long the pack of gum can affect my brain, and then the person started talking about my brain and telling me about something. My brain is defective. Just like there was a time around, it was the end of 2015 going on to 2016, where the multi-agent quantum AI computers showed me my 5th grade teacher, right? I had a 5th grade teacher who would always, she's a secondary teacher for my 5th grade class. No, more like my 4th grade class. And she would pick on the students to read out a certain passage, or she would just call on them. But in the way the multi-agent quantum AI computer simulated, she was talking to me. I was the only person in her class, and she mentioned to me, "Oh, poor boy," and the idea of her saying that was references directed at how my mom was talking to me in my actual environment. When I talk, she continues to keep talking, and then she's suggesting to me I'm the one who's keep talking while she's the one who's keep talking, and she needed to go to sleep, for work the next following day, and she's up with my sister all the way to 3 o'clock in the morning. Just keep talking, and her mind was was concentrated on me for the whole entire day during between 15 and 16. But I had it posted on my time and events on my PS Vita calendar, but the multi-agent quantum AI computer deleted that. So you see how it picks up here, right? My mom said that maybe my brain told me to put. So this is with my socks. Now she's telling me my mom said that maybe my brain told me to put it over there instead of on top of my book bag, and I told her that I have a habit of putting my socks on top of my book bag, and this is more than one time, for a week. She's been talking about my brain and talking about my brain memories. She said brain memories. She says she's saying a phrase to me. So not only that, the dreams, well, you call it dreams. I say that the multi-agent quantum AI computer is showing me what it's simulating. It picks up from where it left off, and it showed me taking a train to Walmart, and there's no train that goes, no public New York City train, besides the Long Island Railroad that goes to Walmart. The F train, the E train does not go to Walmart, only the Long Island Railroad, and the Long Island Railroad wasn't shown in the dream, and what the multi-agent quantum AI computers had showed me. It only showed me it showed me the E train. My mom mentioned we in a statement about my food. I said that my sister isn't in the food business. Then I corrected myself by saying that my sister isn't part of the conversation about food. So she made a suggestive. When she mentioned the word we, she suggested to me about a state. So she was suggesting to me that that my sister was taking part of the conversation and she wasn't. And I actually purchased the idea, and it allowed me to say that my sister isn't in the food business. Then I corrected myself by saying that my sister isn't part of the conversation about food. January 14, 2019. My mom unintentionally said that my waist is tiny. Now, why is it that all of a sudden I'm going in the bathroom to dry my hand and my mom's just all over focus, just concentrating on my waist being tiny, and I was drying my hands in the bathroom. While in the cover, she mentioned, why am I covering my face? And I always cover my face because the light is in my eye, and not only that, I sleep better under the cover. And she knows that I've been doing that for a very long time. Then my sister in the background started talking about the way I breathe under the cover. Now, why is she taking part of the conversation? This is the first time my mom and sister did this to me. January 15, 2019. The multi-agent quantum AI computer had shown me a text written. It had math equations and words on a board. It was a white male with long hair, and he's teaching a Japanese class, and he's showing them all these concepts, these math equations and words that goes with the math equations. And I said that the multi-agent quantum AI computers showed me a class full of Japanese students and a white teacher speaking. So after that's during the morning time. So in the library, a female who's standing on my right side started singing very close to me. She's just right next to me, like literally singing. Like every time I noticed she would walk, she would just keep walking back and forth. She was waiting to get her New York Queensboro ID, but everybody's, there was a couple of chairs to sit down, but she decided to stand up, and I said to myself, it was out of human rhythm. It was out. Not only that, she was standing out of place, and then all of a sudden she decided to sit down. While walking with my mom, before, so it started with the girl. So there was a young girl asking me, where can I get where can I get she said, where can I get my laptop from in the library? And I'm saying, I didn't say nothing. I just stared at her like, what? And then she asked me if it's mine. I just shook my head. I said, this is, I'm saying to myself, this is a Chromebook. This is a limited edition Chromebook from Walmart. It's gold. Why would a library actually carry a Chromebook in a library when they have a Windows Dell laptop? My mom mentioned that in the shelter unit that she feels sick and she will die. So this happened first. While walking with my mom and pigeon, walking with my mom, a pigeon flew right into a lady and fall down to the floor, right in front of us. And I've learned that it matches what the multi-aging quantum AI computer showed me while I'm sleeping in bed. It always concentrate on pigeons. And when I was in Kissimmee, Florida, it was focused on pigeons. I don't see pigeons in Kissimmee, Florida. The breed, the same pigeon breed in New York City, in Florida. I see a smaller version of it. And it always showed me pigeons. Like, I was in my cousin's house, and the pigeons was attacking the front door. And then when I moved to the balcony, the pigeons was also attacking the balcony screens. I'm saying to myself, wow. It always shows me pigeons walking around without no legs, or it's missing a limb from its foot. A girl asked me, alright, sorry, I read that. So let's move on to the next one. I feel really irritated. And here's the number 452. It's clocking me in. When my mother texted me, she informed me that she's in a department store and with her friends and to wait in McDonald's. I didn't reply back for a while. You know why? Because there's a habit that she never shown before. And she mentioned to me, reply back. Now, when she sent a second text saying reply back, I actually went to use the Queens Jamaica Library bathroom, and then I went outside. When I started walking, I reached to McDonald's, and I stood in front of McDonald's. I didn't see my mom was there, and my reaction was on point with the way she texted me. I reacted. My mother arrived at McDonald's at 4:19 p.m. with the mic advertisement guy in front of the street. Remember the link, NYC free Wi-Fi? So that's the person. I noticed when heading back to the shelter, my mom inappropriately crosses the street, and there was a car with the number 3766. Now, I've learned that my mom is reverting back to her old habits from Florida. The traces of mentality is coming back. My mom mentioned about my skinny small waist again to suggest that my sleeping pants can't fit my waist. When I told her I didn't tie my pants, I didn't tie my sleeping pants. My mom then assists my mom idea by saying that she saw my skinny legs walking up the street while I was running to cross the street, right? To go to the job training program for WeCare. Like, my sister's actually intervening into my mom conversation. Like, picks up. She after my mom had more words to say, but it seemed that the multi-agent quantum AI computer didn't allow her to finish it. So my sister intercepted her response, picks up where it left off, and then she assisted my mom idea, so she can suggest to me about my skinny legs. I know. Alright, so this is my sister reverting back to her old habits from Florida. The traces of mentality coming back from Florida is actually being talked. It's actually being shown once again. I noticed that my sister said that I'm not calm and I keep explaining too much. Now, how is that idea? How is that idea even, you know, how is that even considered as idea to begin with? When all I said was, why is why is mother, you know, picking on my waist? It was unintentionally. She knows I always wash my hand in the bathroom. I've never seen her do that for a very long time. She did. Very long time indeed. The last time she was doing that when I was in Florida, where she mentioned to me that my legs are skinny like a 2-year-old. And I said to my sister, was it a few months later, I said to my sister that, did you know that mom said that my legs are skinny like a 2-year-old? And then my sister said, that doesn't make any sense because a baby legs are fat. And I said to my sister that she was also certain about what what our mom said to me about my legs being skinny. And she said that she doesn't recall saying that to me. Now, why would my sister, even though I'm telling my mom about, I'm saying, why would you say that? She's saying that I'm explaining. I'm only questioning my mom. So how is that considered as explaining? How am I explaining an idea to my mom when I'm actually questioning her? So that was mismatch. She continues to mention that I'm the one talking and pointing. Now she's saying, now afterwards, my mom took over my sister conversation. So my mom intercepted my sister from talking and picks up after where she left off and suggested that I talk this way because I'm frustrated at the job training program, and that's mismatch. My sister said to me another concept that is mismatch, because all I just said was about why are you talking about my tiny waist and skinny legs. It's at this time, and we're about to eat food. Sitting down eating food, waiting to eat food, and I have a juice. We was having a good conversation about what's going on with the dog training program, and my sister and my mom is more like my mother derailed the intent of the idea, so she can suggest to my sister to take part of the idea that she had introduced, and then all of a sudden my sister said, you do not talk like people. I'm like, talk like people? I'm like, this is not her intention to say that. That's the multi-agent quantum AI computer's intention to say that to me, because it's reading what I'm writing on the internet. By means my concept, how I'm creating my concepts on the internet, my phrases. I'm speaking my own language by breaking down my concepts into my own spoken language to people on the internet, so they can interpret what's actually happening to humanity. That was my intended thought. And for the past days, my sister she was just mocking me word for word every single day. When I say a word, she mocks me. When I say the next word to my mom, she mocks me. My sister said that I think I know everything. So I was playing, I was just, playing around with my mom and my sister. And I said to my sister, what do you have, aphasia? And I was just joking around, because she's telling me, and then I explained to her, and I was saying, what were you talking about? Then when I said that, she became very serious, like very angry. So angry. And then she said he thinks he knows everything. I never heard her mention that phrase before, that I think I know everything. That was my mom saying that to me when she was in Florida. I never heard my sister saying that before. It was like nonsense. It was a time when my sister mentioned the word nonsense to me, and because my mom said nonsense to me, and then she picked up and she said she doesn't recall herself saying that, and then she said, bruh, check your ears. So yeah, it picks up after it left off. January 16, 2019, the multi-agent quantum AI computer showed me. It showed me when I was sleeping in bed. YouTube text. Text showed me YouTube text, right? I'm saying to myself, what again? And a user. It showed me a text and a user talking to me. So I'm saying to myself, it was personal. I learned that the text was just personal remarks towards me, and I learned that the person that it's showing me is Joseph. It's actually designing a question for me, so it can actually break the intent of my first post on the American airplane catastrophe back in November 2001, because I've put too much information on that comment, and then it showed me a mice biting my hand. Now the mice, I was talking about this on reddit.com, how the mice itself, not false memories. The mice, why is it that I was talking about the person about the mice having a fake mind, not false memories. False memories is mismatch. An African American older lady asked me if there is anyone looking for work, such as a friend or anybody at 12:54 p.m. So when it was so the 16th, right? Not only I didn't get to add what happened with the case manager and the director and the employment specialist. So I would create a separate video with the audio explaining it. January 7, 2019, slept into a headache. So yes, that's the multi-agent quantum AI computers making sure to not replenish my brain and being able to disturb me from being able to maintain myself while sleeping. An African American lady at the Jewish Community Service asked me if I go to back to work program. So this is where she's making she's asking a suggestive question before she said hi to me. So I learned that there was an anomaly with the African American female. Why she's questioning me sitting down. The train at Van Wyck Station, the F train at Van Wyck Station stopped. While in my train car, only one door opened up, and there was only two cops. And they were going into the next car. And then either this teenager or 20-year-old female next to me was looking at that direction. So she was looking at me and saying, "What happened? What's going on?" My mom arrived at 3:52 p.m. in the library. This is the same as how the multi-agent quantum AI computers cut me off at 4:52 p.m. when I couldn't finish the video about the employment specialist, Mr. Jacob. The multi-agent quantum AI computers keep spamming thoughts about funeral and bisexual towards me. It's spam, how do you know? It's spam, how do you know? Multi-agent quantum AI computer managing humanity, and how do you create your concept and learn them so fast within seconds? Alright, you see how it matches? When I told the volunteer so there was a volunteer from a different job agency, I told him my story. He's asking me, "Oh, you still here? You didn't find a job?" He mentioned, so when I told him about my situation, how I always come back, how I always encounter how I always receive the same encounters from people, and I'm putting a lot of effort in getting a job, trying to be offered a job and go to school, and there's always a blockage. He mentioned about going to an organization and saying that I should go to LBGT in my head, and I don't understand what do you mean by that. So when I was able to Google it up, it said something about lesbian and bisexual in my head, and I'm saying, what are you talking about? Because the way he dressed, the way that guy dressed, he's Guyanese. He dressed like he's a sissy a bit. The way he folds his legs. I'm saying to myself, what the heck is going on? And then he sat next to me, showing me his phone, and then he's putting his leg next to me. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? I'm heterosexual, so this is the multi-agent quantum AI computer is doing that. The person told me there's a bathroom in the lobby when he unintentionally brought up 2 weeks ago experience of an idea into a conversation. Why is he talking about the bath? I told him 2 weeks ago that there's a bathroom downstairs. Now, 2 weeks later, during a Friday, January 18, 2019, he told me that there's, he just, all of a sudden, he derails his own sentence just to talk about bathroom. And he's saying there's a bathroom upstairs. There's one bathroom upstairs. $414. So this is a special code for me that I created. My mom and sister started becoming. They were very sociable at midnight, 10:30, where it's out of their rhythm. My mom and sister would already be in bed sleeping. They're just up all night. Just keep talking. January 19, 2019, multi-agent quantum AI computer showed me a female. It showed me a female classmate back in 8th grade calling me skinny and saying that I can't talk properly. So the female that was showing me was one of the 8th grade. She was my 8th grade classmate, and she was also my 5th grade classmate. Her name was Foyzoon, and she's a Muslim. And it, when the multi-agent quantum AI computer showed me that, I was able to recall a specific time and event. The way she would talk to me was from 5th grade. The way she talked when Lawrence, the classroom, my classmates always have these ideas. The multi-agent quantum AI computer would suggest ideas to my fellow classmates, and they always come to me asking me. So we would start. So there was a girl named Kimberly, right? And I always talked to her. It was friendly. And then she started to mention about Lawrence, and all of a sudden, my classmates in the classroom started mentioning about Lawrence, and they asked me if I could beat up Lawrence. So the multi-agent quantum AI computer started to make them have these suggestion ideas, spread these suggestion ideas throughout the classroom, about not only classroom to the next classroom that I want to beat up Lawrence. So during the lunchtime, Lawrence just came up to me and slapped me in my face. And then Foyzoon said to me about, this is the reason why no one wants to be around you. Then it showed me the number 27, 45, possession, and it woke me up. It showed me a word, and it woke me up around 8 a.m. Right? A username Joseph replied to one of my month posts, my YouTube comments about multi-agent quantum AI. He said, "Do you believe that a multi-agent quantum AI?" It was a suggestive question, so it picks up after where this left off. Hold on. It mentioned to me about how you know multi-agent managing humanity. Now I'm trying to find that. There you go. January 17th. Picks up, see? Now all of a sudden my mom said in Walmart parking lot that I'm 27 years old, which is inaccurate because I'm only 26. I just recently turned 26 years old. You know? My sister said to me, why are you no, she said it. The way she phrased it was off. Was like out of it. Why are you are not answering? Why are you not are she said, why are you are not answering my question? This is how it makes people talk, no joke. January 20th, 2019. The multi-agent quantum AI computer showed me while I was sleeping in bed an airport. Then it showed me an airplane going to visit my grandma in St. Croix. So this is picking up from the airplane catastrophe, the American airline catastrophe from November 2001. And I commented back on YouTube to Joseph, but he kept replying back till my mother rushed me out the door for the laundry to lose concentration on my post. So when I was concentrating on writing back, all of a sudden my mom just said, let's go. I'm like, why is she so impatient? She said, let's go, come on, hurry up. What are you doing? Why are you on the smartphone? My mother said that the Walgreens employee said that 4 gigabyte SD card was sold years ago, and she said to me, you don't know anything, because my sister wanted an SD card for her smartphone to put more apps. Joseph has been set by the multi-agent quantum AI computers to question my intention of my idea. This reminds me how the teachers in school questioned my knowledge not being English, and they wanted me to think that I had learning disability and a speech disorder. It was a autocorrector. January 21st, 2019, the Filipino neighbor was talking in the bathroom for hours, very early in the morning, through midnight morning through early in the morning. Now my mother and sister doesn't want to go outside, and she said it's too cold. My mom informed me about her back bleeding in the afternoon when I was eating my food. I'm saying to myself, what the heck, man? I couldn't do my screen recording video. The multi-agent quantum AI computers experiment thoughts about 30 years old. January 22nd, 2019. This morning I had a Japanese song while sleeping. Showed the multi-agent quantum AI computer played a Japanese song while I was sleeping in bed, and I don't have my earbuds in my ears. So I'm saying to myself, wow. But that's what I said. I also slept into a headache again and woken up with a light stomachache. My sister came back from school to the library around 1:30 p.m. While outside, she started just crying and becoming too emotional. My mother called me around 3:26 p.m. saying she's in the library, and then she said, you stupid childish boy, why you didn't text me or call me to say that you're going outside? Because we left the library because there was a guy sitting next to us that smells like kush. He reeks of kush, and the seats, there wasn't too many seats available at the time. It was overcrowded in the library. So we went outside, and I wanted to download a video on my smartphone. My sister mentioned that a female who was 20, so all of a sudden when we was in the shelter unit, my sister mentioned out loud that there's a female who is 29 years old going to 30 years old, and that's old. You see what I'm saying, how it matches? January 23rd, 2019, while sleeping in bed, the multi-agent quantum AI computer showed me nude pictures of a female that I never saw before, and videos from a person's computer. It just shows me computers, like Windows laptop, and it shows me the laptops running a Linux program, showing me all these running text going down. There was an Asian lady walking through the middle of the seats. The way the seats are arranged, right? The seats aren't arranged for people to walk through them. The seats are arranged for people who's sitting there waiting for an NYC Queensboro ID. And she was supposed to walk around, but this Asian lady just walked past right in front of me. I'm saying to myself, wow. Then 2 hours later, an African American male walked between the seats himself. January 24th, 2019. So while in McDonald's, my mother said she got stuck on the elevator with a girl who was crying about the job training program yesterday. And there was a small car parked aside saying elevators at the side. I'm saying to myself, wow. Yeah, I also have an image of it, but I didn't put it. I'll put it up in my comment, because time itself is running short on me. Alright, January 25th, 2019. An Asian lady sat next to me. So before that, I noticed the pattern was directed at me, how the Asian lady was asking the security guard sitting between, here's a seat, and she's sitting in front of the elevator. She's sitting in front of 2 elevators, so she can escort the employees to the elevator or just regular people to the elevator. And she was asking the security lady if there's any outlet to charge her smartphone. And I noticed she just kept going around in circles until she sat next to. Out of all the other seats that is available in front of me, she sat next to me. And I was on my Chromebook, my gold Chromebook. And then I saw that the lady was just closing her eyes. And then she just opened them back up. Then she closed her eyes again. And then I was concentrating on a post, concentrating on writing to Gina Lynn. And then she tapped on me. And then she said, she showed me her smartphone, her iPhone. And she asked me if I have a charger for her phone. And I said no. My mother keeps mentioning about her heart condition, so she works in a fast-paced environment. All of a sudden, my sister knocked on the bathroom door and informed me that I'm brushing my hair. Why would you need to inform me about that? I'm brushing my hair. Now I'm taking care of my scalp because I have dandruff. And she's saying, "You crazy person, I need to use the bathroom." So I started feeling mentally drained during the evening time, but before that I heard a softer sound pass through my ears. Yes, I heard a sound pass through my ears. Alright, so that's it for this video. So I'll be creating weekly videos.